Freewhirl, the story of Whirr. Whirr is one of the most influential and controversial shoegaze bands out there. They helped pioneer the 2010s shoegaze revival and truthfully did a lot for the genre. There's no doubting that Whirr is extremely important to the modern shoegaze we know today. But why? Without further ado, let's look into the story of Whirr. Humble beginnings. Whirl was formed in Modesto, California at some point during the year 2010. They were soon forced to change their name to Whirr after a woman under the name of Whirl as well, doing acoustic Black Sabbath covers, threatened to sue them. This pioneered the phrase Freewhirl, which has been used as sort of a symbol for the band from then on. Later in 2010, they released Distressor with vocalist Krina Esfandiari taking the mic for this project. Distressor has gone on to become one of their biggest and most popular projects, mainly due to the song Leave gaining tons of popularity on TikTok, but we'll get to that later. 2011 to 2014. In 2011, Whirr signed to their first of many record labels, TP Records. Christina departed from the band as well, and she was replaced by Alexandra Morte. Later in 2011, they released a 2-track single titled June under this label. These 2 tracks never gained an immense amount of popularity, but they are still enjoyed by fans. In 2012, Whirr signed with Run for Cover Records and released their first album titled Pipe Dreams. This record garnered a solid amount of critical acclaim and is a pretty enjoyable album in my personal opinion. Later that year, they released their first split EP, which they did with a band named Anne. The following year, they once again signed with a new record label. This time it was Graveface. Under Graveface, they released another EP titled Around, which garnered them some more attention. On this EP, they once again had another new singer, who was named Bianca Munaz. The songs on this EP were longer and had more of a post-rock feel to it, which a lot of people liked. After this EP, Bianca departed from the band, making her their third female singer to leave the band in 3 years. After this, they announced their sophomore album, Sway, that will release in 2014. They replaced Bianca with Lauren Rivera, who was a guitarist in the band before becoming the singer. This album really took a turn for Whirr, and it steered them away from the grungier shoegaze sound that all their previous works had mainly used, and this album broke into a more dreamy and ambient style for them, while still keeping the grungy guitars in place somewhat. Sway also received a decent amount of critical acclaim, and is still enjoyed by many to this day. Later in 2014, they teamed up with lead guitarist Nick Bassett's other band, Nothing, for a split EP. This EP really put them in the spotlight and is recognized as one of the best shoegaze EPs of all time. The song Ease that opens up this EP is currently Whirr's biggest song, and it is truthfully a great song. Controversy. Whirr's social media accounts, which were run by Bassett, became notorious for bullying its own fans. When Pitchfork writer Ian Cohen gave Bassett's other band, Nothing, a bad review on their new album, Bassett took to Facebook and released a series of lewd statements directed towards Ian Cohen. This got so bad that a fan created a Tumblr account documenting all the instances of the Whirr social media accounts bullying its fans, and when given an opportunity to apologize, Bassett said that if he were to drive apart Whirr's entire fan base, he pretty much wouldn't care and he'd be glad that he didn't cater to anyone. As if Whirr's reputation wasn't already horrible enough, on October 19th, 2015, the Whirr Twitter account would post tons of tweets being downright transphobic and horrible to transgender punk band Gloss. These tweets were yet again very lewd and derogatory towards Gloss themselves and trans people in general. Bassett later claimed these tweets were made by a friend of the band, but no one truly knows what happened to this day. After these remarks, Whirr was dropped from Graveface Records and went radio silent. It seemed for 5 years that Whirr may never play again, and from what I've heard, during this period they were never talked about in a positive light. Feels Like You. In 2019, Whirr reunited quietly and recorded a 10-track album titled Feels Like You. Out of all the Whirr records, this one received the most critical acclaim from fans and critics alike. It truly became a benchmark in modern shoegaze and is widely praised as their best work. Younger Than You is a notable song from this record and has gone on to be one of their biggest songs. TikTok fame. A few of Whirr's songs, including Leave, Ease, Mumble, and Younger Than You, became popular on TikTok and were used in many videos. Many fans were very mad about this and believed it would start a poser problem throughout the Whirr community, which it honestly kinda did. And due to this, prices of their vinyl and merch rose. This has caused there to be a great shortage of Whirr records and other physical products, and with no represses in the works, it seems that these Whirr records will remain sought after for the foreseeable future. Raw Blue. On November 27th, 2024, a Reddit user posted to r/Whirr claiming that Whirr was recording a new album. This post was met with skepticism, but on the evening of December 24th, 2024, we would learn this claim was correct. People subscribed to the Whirr newsletter were sent a photo of a figure standing by a Christmas tree with a Christmas tree emoji captioning the email. A few hours later, fans were greeted with another email announcing that their new album, Raw Blue, had been released on Bandcamp and that pre-orders of merchandise and vinyl for the new album were available. This has brought tons of attention back to Whirr, and the band is now in the spotlight once again. Conclusion. Whirr's past actions still have an effect on how people view them today, but frankly, all I personally care about is the music. They were so central to reviving shoegaze, and all 4 of their albums have had major influence on the genre as a whole. Shoegaze wouldn't be the same without Whirr, and I truly believe they are one of the best to ever do it. But that's just my take. I encourage you to go listen to their music and form your own opinion. Thank you for watching this video, and free Whirl.